Welcome to this thrilling episode. Wait, I'll never guess what's next. The muscular black-nosed approached, gulped from the bottle, and grabbed the stick. He intentionally poked the captive's wounds. The bio originally wanted to help, but unexpectedly, he got beaten up by Black-Nosed instead. Seeing the captive unresponsive, Black-Nosed attacked the bio again. Witnessing his tribesman suffering, he stood up despite the pain. Gritting his teeth, he staggered forward, only to find himself at the edge of a cliff. The lazy guy was just too hurt. He collapsed from exhaustion, dragging others down. Luckily, the front person grabbed a tree root in time. No tragedy occurred, but with 5 people near the cliff edge, Black-Nosed refused to help and stopped his comrades. Like before, he squatted by, laughing excitedly at the bio's pain instead of yikes. His hatred towards the bio hadn't diminished one bit, and with such a great opportunity, how could he pass it up? After a desperate struggle, they finally climbed back up, thinking they had dodged a bullet. To their shock, Black-Nosed came up to the wounded, cut his rope, and literally pushed him down. He wanted to see the bio go berserk, but surprised him instead with a fierce look, causing Black-Nosed to deflate like a pot balloon. Just then, the leader suddenly noticed Black-Nosed had lagged behind. What an exciting plot twist! Want to enjoy the exciting plot with your girlfriend? Looking for a girlfriend? Give Hand in Hand a try. It offers high-quality, well-educated matches with thorough information checks. Who said being single was bad? Use Hand in Hand to find your true hand holder. The leader checked and found a captive missing. Subtitles. The leader felt provoked and then, under the intense pressure from Black-Nosed, he drew his knife from his waist, and upon seeing this, Black-Nosed immediately backed down, frozen in place like a startled deer. The leader saw the intimidation worked and gave him a pass, while Black-Nosed didn't dare to make a move, not knowing that the real danger was about to unfold. Soon, all the captives were taken back to the tribe. The male captives were covered in blue paint, while the female captives were lined up, making the single men extremely eager. Their husbands could only watch helplessly as their wives were taken away. Male captives were brought to an open area, and the leader handed his son a weapon, instructing him to get ready. Black-Nosed pulled out a knife, ready to act, only to be surprised that the captive not only didn't harm him but also untied his hands. Although both of them were a bit in disbelief, the opportunity for survival was right there before their eyes, and they definitely wouldn't let it go, immediately turning around and sprinting away. The pesky indigenous tribesmen clearly wouldn't let them off easily. Not long after they started running, they were attacked. Arrows and throwing darts whizzed past them. One of them got hit by a stone and collapsed, struggling on the ground. The chubby guy was terrified, feeling he was almost at the end. The pesky tribesmen were ready, launching their darts perfectly. In an instant, the darts traced a parabolic arc and hit the chubby guy. As he neared the cornfield, the chubby guy unleashed an incredible survival instinct, dragging his wounded body forward, gritting his teeth. Waiting for them was the eager son of the leader, ready to deal the final blow to the captive. To successfully escape, he learned from the previous group's mistakes and adopted a slithering maneuver. It was complete chaos. Despite all the attacks from the pesky tribesmen, they just couldn't seem to hit the target. One burly tribesman just pointed his bow straight up into the sky and shot an arrow randomly. Seeing the target was about to escape, the leader curiously came over and personally shot an arrow, hitting the target right in the kidney. They thought the game was over and showed time for the son, but unexpectedly, the son got tackled by the chubby guy before he even knew what hit him. The bio hurriedly broke the arrowhead, while the clueless son grasped his dagger, ready to strike in front of him. The leader saw his son's swaying figure. His heart tightened, only to be shocked as his son suddenly collapsed to the ground. In the leader's terrified gaze, the bio struggled to his feet and stared ahead, waiting for the leader to snap back to reality. The leader rushed over in panic. Other tribesmen fired at once. The bio bravely pulled out the sword, enduring the pain. He rolled and crawled desperately into the cornfield, and by the time the leader arrived, his son had already turned into a cold corpse. He never expected this supposedly entertaining game would end with the death of his son, and fury instantly filled his mind. He vowed to take revenge on the bio with his son's weapon, and a deadly chase was about to begin. The man, heavily injured, hid in a tree, with his wounds still buzzing like a beehive. Suddenly, he glanced and saw a horde of pesky tribesmen chasing after him. The man didn't even dare to breathe. Thankfully, they hadn't spotted him as they rushed past right below him. He thought he had escaped, but little did he know blood was trickling down. The blood flowed down the leaves and landed right on the tribesman's back, but luckily he was too focused on running. He sighed with relief and immediately geared up, clumsily flipping off the tree to get ready to run. Suddenly, he spotted a black cat in front and felt an uneasy flutter. Sure enough, it was his mother trailing behind him desperately. The tribesmen found they'd lost their target. Puzzled, they saw comrades' blood and knew at once.